Hi everyone, good to be talking to you again. And here I am standing out the front of the Bairnsdale office on a busy day. There's just constant traffic coming through at the moment, so we'll see how we go. And one of the things you'll notice, well, first I'm outdoors. I'm standing in front of our flagpoles, and that's for a very important reason. It's the end of NAIDOC week, and we wanted to highlight a few good stories that are going on in terms of things that are happening with the Gunakurno Land and Water Corporation, some of which we're involved in. So I want to talk about that, and I'll also want to talk about how we might be able to move people back into the office over the coming months. And finally, I'll wrap up by handing it over to Carol Ross, who will talk about some exciting things that are happening in her team. And of course, you may have already noticed, I'm not only just standing outside, I'm standing outside without a mask on. And I don't want anyone to think that I'm not following the rules. So I have actually gone and asked sought advice. I've gone right to the top and I've asked Gary Piney. And Gary Piney has indicated that because I'm doing a public speaking exercise, because I want you to understand me, and also because of the noise of the traffic, I am able to take my mask off. So it is the end of NAIDOC week, and a couple of exciting things have happened. You may have heard that during the week it was announced that GLOWAC will actually be given ownership of an entitlement of water from the Mitchell River, 2,000 megalitres of water. And that's fantastic news. I think it's certainly the first case in Victoria of an Aboriginal organisation being given ownership of a water entitlement, probably the first case in Australia. And that's great for them because they've got some opportunities to use that water for whatever purpose they choose, which could be generate some economic revenue by whatever means they choose, or it could be for them to use for cultural or environmental purposes. And good luck to them, and we're really pleased for them. So great news. And another sort of more local story, I'm standing obviously in the garden out the front of our office here in Bairnsdale. And if you've been here lately, well, it's looking pretty tight. And so we've also been talking to GLOWAC, and they're going to undertake a project for us to rejuvenate the garden. They're going to remove some plants, replant some others, bring in a bit of an Aboriginal theme and some extra colours. And you can't quite appreciate it, but the garden bed in front of the office actually snakes around and it wiggles around out to the back car park. And it actually has the shape of a serpent. So what they're going to do is to replant and use colours of the mulch and also the plants to reflect the colours of the Aboriginal flag. And I'm standing right close to the head of the serpent that will be there eventually. So that's a great idea, and I think it'll really help us to rejuvenate our garden because it is a big part of our image out there in the community. Another initiative we've undertaken with GLOWAC is we've offered to lease them some land for our wastewater plants. We're not exactly sure how that'll occur yet, to maybe grow some bush tucker. So if they can start a bush tucker enterprise, a company that generate or create some food and some products and maybe feed their cafe, well, that'd be a great opportunity too. And that's another great partnership where our organisation and their organisation can work together for mutual benefit. Okay, now I'm going to head over to the front door of the building and I want to start talking about how we might be able to bring people back in to the office. Okay, so just follow me down. Okay, well here we are. I'm standing in front of the office in Bairnsdale, and as most of you would know and what you can observe is it's actually closed. The office has been closed to the public since March. We're ready to go. We've updated the inside. We've got Perspex on the counter. We're going to have hand sanitizer. We're going to have instructions for maintaining social distancing, etc. But unfortunately, we've been unable to open because as part of a state government-wide decision that all state government agencies must remain closed for the time being until we're advised otherwise. We're hoping that will change soon, and I personally hope within a few weeks' time, with the COVID restrictions easing generally around the state, it'll make a lot of sense to have our front door open for the people who want to come in and interact with us and pay their bill. So hopefully that'll happen soon. But what about inside the office? What can we do? What are our thinking or our plans for getting staff back into the office? Well, let's go inside and join me there. Well, thanks for joining me again. Here we are. I'm inside the office. I'm actually standing in the finance team's part of the building. And as you can see, there's nobody here. And this is pretty typical of the whole office and has been for 6 months. We do have a few people who've been in the office because they can't work from home or to come and go, or they just need to get out of home for a while. But basically, this office has been vacant for 6 months. So what's the plan to bring people back? Well, up till now, it's been very clear. The state government has indicated that if you can work from home, you must. So they've made the call for all of us. But the restrictions are now easing. We're starting to see, movement around Victoria and across the state borders opening up. There's even some discussion. There might be a possibility of maybe not wearing masks in an outdoor area in the future. So we can expect to see a further easing of those restrictions, but maybe not very much. We may be pretty close to how it's going to be for a while until a vaccine is actually produced and distributed across the country, which frankly is 6 or 12 months. But in the meantime, life's going to go on. And at some point, it'll be up to us to decide how we bring people back into the office. So what we've done, what the executive team's been talking about is how that might work. And we think it needs to be a bit of a team-by-team approach. There's no one-size-fits-all. So we've asked all of the teams within the building to have a think about how they might bring back half of their team and how that might work for them, whether that's a combination of people coming back full-time, part-time, or probably a combination of both. So whatever works for each team, we will then try and put in place. So I hope to have that sort of worked through, and then I'm pretty clear. I don't think anything's going to happen before Christmas, but when we're able to, perhaps in January, perhaps in February or March, we'll actually start bringing people back into the office. Okay, now I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to hand over to Carol Ross, who will let you know what's happening in her team. So all the best. See you next time.
Thanks for that, Steve. Hello, my name's Carol. Hope you're all staying safe and well. As you're all well aware, during the end of 2019 and the start of 2020, we were severely impacted by bushfires. And we found that one of the ways to contact customers was SMS messaging. We have quite a few numbers on the system already, but my request for you today is to talk to your family, friends, community members or community groups that you're involved with and get them to make sure that their mobile phone numbers are actually up to date in our system. So it's as simple as either giving us a call or an email, or jump on our website and fill in a change of customer detail form and just make sure that their information is correct. We would like to use this moving forward for planned and unplanned interruptions to supply, just to make sure that we're getting the message out there very quickly. It might save customers having to ring us and contact us. Something else I wanted to talk to you about today is about our native vegetation and habitat creation program. These are grants that are available for community and not-for-profit groups. They put in for these grants to beautify or, add to the environment. They might be bird nest boxes, they might be gardens, they might be sensory gardens. There's all sorts of things that have come in, beautifying landscape. So there's all sorts of requests that have come through. So if you are involved in a community group or such as a kinder, school, church, anything like that, land care group, it just needs to be within our area. Encourage your community group to put in for these applications. Have a look on our website. There's a special page on our website for these native vegetation and habitat creation programs. There's a few photos up there that you can have a bit of a look at some of the completed projects. These current round closes on November the 20th. So I would encourage your community group to get in and start having a bit of a look and see what they might be able to do within their garden area or a set area that they want to tidy up in their yards, and apply for these grants. Again, so just jump on our website. There is a page there under native vegetation and habitat creation, complete the application form, and the customer committee that we have will assess those applications. Thanks for that. I'll catch you soon. Stay safe. Bye.